Good morning, actually, I think. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
I've been doing it for the last 18 years.
That was the handiest night, sometimes night it was.
Forgive me, at least presumed burger joint, but you just found a comment. I mean, I did take the bite, and we'll be going there after the show, but, that's the nice point. I hope your boy's been slightly less stressful than mine. Going to play you Rag and Bone Man in a second, also Blur on the way, and our future album today, the Corker, for being 91. I'll play us off in the next. is when you've got one eye on the future. At Santander, invest in more accessible than ever. Our online investment hub puts you in control of your investment decisions. Invest from £20 a month or pay nearly £100 whenever you like. So you can see it's all about planning ahead.
Yeah, because I believe it's not just records, it's also toys, stamps and antiques.
Same again.
So there we go then, that was the footage that I recently shot over at a record fair in Liverpool. Now, in all honesty, this wasn't the best record fair I've ever been to. Actually, far from. It's one of the lesser events, I've ever attended. I noticed there were fewer sellers than there usually is, and in terms of records that I actually kind of wanted to buy, the records that are on my wanted list, they were kind of very few and far between, and nothing really that I felt like I had to buy there and then, at all really. So in terms of LPs, I actually came away empty-handed. Although having said that, I still kind of maintain that these record fairs are still well worth attending. Even though I didn't buy any LPs, there was still something I could have picked up if I so wanted. I just didn't feel the urge this time to buy any of them. And also as well, I did manage to pick up some 45s this time, so I kind of concentrated on that on this occasion. Go for some 45s, because it's nice to just to be able to pick through them, by hand, rather than buying some of these 45s on, say, eBay and stuff like that, which is not really all that fun, to be honest with you, buying 45s online or on eBay or whatever. So that's what I did on this occasion. Got some 45s, a handful, which I'll kind of go through now. And the first of which is this one. It's by the Rolling Stones, and it's The Last Time with Play With Fire. Original 60s copy, nice little original sleeve, and I've already actually got this one. I've actually got another copy very similar to this, only it's nowhere near as nice, so this is like a nice upgrade copy. Next we have, again by the Stones, it's Paint It Black, which I'm sure everybody's heard at one point or another. It's probably one of their more famous songs, even if you're not a Stones fan. And on the reverse, it's got a fairly obscure song. It's called Long Long While, which is the first time I've ever heard it before, listening to this, and actually a pretty good song as well. And this is part of the reason why I like tracking down these 45s. The main reason why I get them is because obscure, hidden gems really, such as, the Long Long While, things I've never heard before, things that just don't pop up on their LPs or all are often. That's little hidden gems that I'm looking for. That's the main appeal for me personally for tracking down 45s. So that's what I picked up in terms of the Rolling Stones. I've also got a couple of Bowie 45s here as well. The first of which is this. It's Golden Years with Can You Hear Me on the reverse. Now when I picked this up, I'm looking for these obscure, like I said, these obscure B-sides and 7-inch sort of exclusive tracks, and I knew Golden Years was an album track. It's on Station to Station, and I was trying to think, is there a song on Station to Station called Can You Hear Me? And I couldn't for the life of me think hard enough to remember a song on that, cut under that title. So I took it home, took it home and played it, and yeah, it doesn't actually appear at all on Station to Station, but unfortunately it does appear on Young Americans. So it is, both sides are album tracks, and that's the thing with Bowie. You know, he didn't really give a great deal of thought or care into his 45s. He cared more about his albums. He was much more of an album guy than a 7-inch guy. So he didn't really care. It was mostly the studios putting pressure on him to kind of come up with any sort of 45 exclusive tracks, or, you know, a lot of the time they would just overfill, you know, extra tracks from a certain, you know, recording, you know, a session for an album, you know, leftover tracks. So that's part of the reason why, you know, before now I didn't really buy a great deal of Bowie 45s, you know, because they do contain a lot of album tracks, which I have no real great need for. Well, this is in perfectly nice condition. It's just that, you know, if I'd known what it was and I could remember what it was before I picked her up, I wouldn't have necessarily bought it. But, you know, it's not really a big thing, not a big issue. But in terms of what the other Bowie 45s I picked up, they're actually more kind of like it. The first of which is Drive-In Saturday, which you know, I could remember this one. It's from Aladdin Sane, which I picked up not too long ago. And on the B-side is a Round and Around, or Round and Round as it says here, and it's a Chuck Berry song. You know, sadly the late Chuck Berry, you know, passed on not too long ago. And this is an exclusive track, Round and Round. It's a, you know, cover, and pretty faithful cover as well. It's kind of somewhat unusual to hear Bowie doing sort of like 50s rock and roll, and it's a pretty good version of it. You know, he sticks close to the source material, you know, the original. It doesn't deviate too much from it, and it's very good. And that's one thing I'm very glad about picking up. Next we have this 45. It's Sorrow, again by Bowie, and this is an American. As you can see, it's an American one without the inner part. And it actually says taken from the LP pin-ups. So, you know, I wish they'd kind of do that more often. Than, you know, in all honesty, it would make hunting these, you know, exclusive 7-inch tracks a lot easier. But on the B-side is a track that I was intrigued by. It's called Amsterdam. It's like a folky Dutch song, kind of sort of like the song that, you know, drunken Dutchmen would sing while they're drinking in a bar or something. And it's actually a very good rendition of it, and Bowie does it very, very well. And this only appeared here originally as well. This plays very well. All of them play very, very well. There's not one here that is off. All in nice condition. Oh, the sleeves aren't great, but all the records are great, and they all sound very, very good as well. And that's it. That's all I picked up at the record fair. Just a handful of 45s. You know, I was determined not to leave with nothing, and I thought I'd just stick to them. But afterwards, I left the record fair. I thought, while I'm in Liverpool, I'll go down to one of my local record shops. I'll check that place out, because I don't get to go there very often, and kind of see what's what. And I was able to actually find something just on this occasion, you know, and it was pretty quiet, fairly quiet weekday. And the record I found is this. It's Satanic Majesty's Request, an album I picked up not too long ago. This is the other one I picked up a couple of months ago now. It's the one I picked up the same day as the record fair. And I was kind of surprised to find it, you know, and it was reasonably priced, and it is a upgrade copy. I think this might be the final upgrade copy, although having said that, it's not a great copy by any means, but it's a lot better than the other one that I've got. For instance, in terms of the cover anyway, the maze isn't filled in, thankfully this time. And also as well the spine. The spine's a lot better, you know, compared to the spine on the other one, which has it's kind of split. So this was kind of like a good collection filler. I knew there's a better copy out there, but this is such a collectible record. It was kind of a touch and go whether I'd kind of find it at affordable price. There's the inner sleeve. It's got like a little hole in it. I think the other one I've got that came with the other copy is maybe slightly better, but there's not really much in it. Both as kind of good as each other, really. Both got the good and bad points. And the record is I've actually got it over there. It's just a Blue Label Decca, and it doesn't. The other one I had, the first copy that I had, kind of well, it did. It stuck on one record, on one side of the record. It actually stuck twice, and I think it was played on some really kind of bad equipment or something with a chip stylus or something like that. I don't know what it was played on, but there's certain parts that sound ruined. I think something's happened to it at some point in time. I've no idea what, and it's kind of ruined it a little bit. It hasn't been overplayed, hasn't been kind of played 100,000 times. It's just been badly played, I think, and I think it's just ruined it, so sadly. But the other one I've got, it's got a few lines and a few pops and clicks on it. Played it through. It plays through 100%. No issues. Not one skip or anything like that. No warps. And it was really dirty when I picked it up. Needed a good clean. The cover was filthy. I don't think it had been played in maybe 50 years. Not far off the the early 70s at the earliest. Really, really dirty. Gave her a good clean, and it's a pretty good copy. And I think I may have cracked this particular album. May have finally got a decent one. It's hard to believe I was tracking this record down for so long, and now all of a sudden I've got two. So I might sell on the lesser one. And I'm just kind of comparing them. A lot of people, they get reissues, modern reissues of records, and they put them side by side with the new ones, and they say, oh, the colours are slightly different on this one, and the colours are slightly different on that one. Well, I'm actually holding these up, and both of these are originals, and they both are kind of different. The colours are kind of different. The blue, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but the blue is a little bit lighter on this other one. So, trying to get original records that look like an original is almost impossible, because as far as I can tell, they're all different. They're often, these are both from the same sort of period and all that. So anyway, I think that'll kind of do it for this video. This is what I picked up. I'm very happy with it. It was well worth going down there. Never in a million years thought I'd find a bloody, Satanic Majesty's Request, an upgrade copy. And yeah, that's it. That's all I picked up. I'm planning on going to some other record fairs, whenever I can. It depends whether I get the time and all that, But anyway, that's enough of this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.